definitely more their style for the Tusk Undying.
Back to C-Deck basics. This
That's
is
true.
what they played in the wild card.
That
I
is
think
true.
so. What was it? They played like Tusk Undying, and we were criticizing them for using it too much, the Undying and the aggressive dual lane, and they started like teams started figuring them out and countering it.
Right.
But now that they lost the first game against EG, they do go back to their core strategy, if you will,
Yeah.
of even the Chinese qualifiers. They also played aggressive dual lane Undying with Dazzle, I think, mostly in that tournament. But
EG get the DAC duo, Queen of Pain, Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. And, I mean, generally we've seen kind of teams being 50-50 on whether you really prioritize that SF or not on Radiant, but if you can secure both of those, doesn't sound like a bad idea at all.
Now they just need some way to back them up a bit, whether it be a Dazzle or the Earthshaker. If it somehow makes it through this ban phase, I'm sure that'd be ideal for EG.
that's the thing C-Deck can do now, is that EG have just picked 2 cores into Tusk Undying, so now they can ban really strong lane supports and just look to abuse this to the maximum potential.
I mean, they can just safe lane quad though. I don't think Tusk Undying can really take advantage of that at all.
That's true. I guess. So how does Undying match up 1-on-1 against Quad if they want to roam the Tusk? I
don't
guess
think
he
they-
loses, but doesn't get
Yeah.
destroyed. So that's a possibility. Like if EG don't get their key defensive supports, of course, PPD has a big array of them, but there are just some of them that seem just flat out better in this metagame. I guess Dazzle is the one to highlight, and maybe they can roam the Tusk on mid. There's the first defensive support ban, the Earthshaker.
Still a Dazzle
Taken
and a
out.
Wyvern
Yes.
that would have to be taken out of.
Yeah.
Wyvern is great so far. Good
Wyvern's
stuff.
great, but hasn't shown great results at TI, believe it or not. Almost pretty overpicked here. I have the stats, I don't want to reach and look at, but it's pretty abysmal. I want to say about a 23% win rate right now.
I mean, that's much lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Dazzle's great, though. 53%, so I mean...
Yeah, Dazzle's definitely been on the rise. Pretty decent. I mean, anything over 50% is going to be hard to keep up.
So C-Deck's on Dire again. I still think TA is very nice for them. It's like, it's one of those heroes that you can just like snowball in with and immediately cause a lot of havoc. And it's very difficult to focus down, especially with heroes like Shadow, Fiend, and Queen of Pain who don't do that many instances of damage really quickly. Also, again, they're on Dire. They need to do Roche. They need to prevent EG from getting it just because they're really, really good at sneaking it in, 5-man smoking, whatever it may be, to secure that.
I'm gonna ban the Viper away from Shiki, giving their Quap a better matchup, or their Shadow Fiend. It's just keeping their options open, I guess, for how they want to put their lanes. They don't want to end up in a situation where no matter which of their heroes they put mid, it loses.
Right.
So it's a solid ban, I think.